is just around the corner.
Yes.
This year went by too fast, right? Just like last year. Is it because I'm not
Yeah.
leaving the
No,
house?
the summer always goes by fast.
That's true.
Okay, I did just turn the live transcript on as well, so the captions will show up. So welcome everybody. It's just a few minutes before 6 o'clock, so we'll get started shortly. You still have a few minutes if you need to grab a snack or a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, so feel free to do that. And welcome back. This is a webinar, so the way you communicate with us tonight is to use the chat box. You can find the chat box on the bottom of your screen. There's a little icon that says chat. Go ahead and click that and just select all panelists and attendees when asking questions. And do you guys have trivia for us, like always? Okay,
Yes,
and for the trivia questions, I was hoping you would say yes. So we are going to have some fun trivia. So just go ahead and find that chat box now so you can participate.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amber. Amber, I can see the word live transcription has been enabled, but I can't really see anything else.
So it is showing
when you
up on my
speak.
screen as I speak.
Oh, it is.
Yes, at the bottom.
Do you see it, Linda?
I see something at the top that says
Yes.
live.
Right. Live transcription has been enabled.
Yeah.
And then it says, who can see this transcript?
Yeah. I see that. So it says the account owner and everyone in the meeting can save this transcript and share it with apps and others.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are not seeing it on your screen as you speak? All participants should be able to see it. So if anyone can't hear for some reason or they have their sound off, they should still be able to follow the presentation.
Someone's asking if you wanted a comment. Yeah, I can't see. I can't see the conversation. The conversation. Whatever we're talking about.
Linda, do you see the live transcript coming up on your?
No, you mean like our words right now?
Mm-hmm.
Patricia, I see that you just asked a question, so perhaps you have your chat box up. Do you see the live transcript coming through? I'm asking a participant.
Okay.
Perhaps because you're sharing your screen, Linda, you don't see it?
That's possible.
Yeah, but I don't see it either. I'm not sharing my screen.
Okay. You may have to turn it on your settings of Zoom itself, but I know if anyone needs it, they should be able to have it on.
Patricia sees the live transcript, so that's
okay.
good.
So that's good. So any participants, it may actually be nice that you guys are not seeing it because as you are speaking and presented, it can be a little distracting, in my opinion.
That's true.
I would think, yeah. Okay,
yeah,
super.
So, okay, as long as anyone who, okay, thank you, Patricia. I appreciate that. So. Okay, it's about 6:02. We are going to give it one more minute here and then we'll get started. Welcome if you just joined us. We're happy you're here and we are going to get started in just a moment. Okay, so it's about 6:03, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Linda Malik, when you are ready, take it away.
Thank you. So hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us today for our Local Eats Returns. It's been a little bit since we've seen you. So today is Garden of Herbs presented by Cornell Cooperative Extension of Suffolk County. And today we're going to be talking about some of our favorite herbs. Feel free, if you do have any questions, to enter them in the chat box, and we'll try to answer those throughout. We'll also have some time at the end, a minute or two, to do any additional questions. So with that, I'm Linda Altenberger. You may know me in some of the past Local Eats. I'm a registered dietitian and the lead nutritionist with Cornell Cooperative Extension of Suffolk County.
And I'm Malik Baba. I'm a bilingual Turkish nutritionist with Cornell Cooperative Extension of Suffolk County. And we are so excited to bring this new topic to you today. We know you're going to really thoroughly enjoy. So let's get started. So today we will talk about growing and planting tips for herbs, nutritional benefits of herbs, and of course, my favorite, unique recipes for cooking with them.
My favorite too. So first things first, what are herbs? Well, according to the Oxford Dictionary, herbs are any plant with leaves, seeds, or flowers used for flavoring, food, medicine, or even perfume.
All right, so the herbs we will be talking about today will be basil, parsley, cilantro, and mint. There are so many herbs in the world, it was really hard to narrow it down, but these 4 herbs are all available in your library's seed garden.
So as nutritionists, we're excited to speak about herbs because they can be such a healthy way to add flavor to your dishes. In fact, you will notice that when you cook with herbs, there is not as much need to douse your food with salt or processed sauces and other flavorings. So really, really important for great nutrition and health.
That's one of the reasons why we love them so much. All right, herbs contain large amounts of vitamins A, C, and K. And vitamin A, as some of you may already know, it's often linked to eye health. Vitamin C helps heal wounds and maintain healthy bones, skin, and cartilage. It's also known for its role in the immune system. Vitamin K is important for wound healing, bone health, and a few studies even link it to heart health. Many herbs also contain polyphenols, which are plant compounds with anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. They may help protect against the development of cancers, cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, osteoporosis, and neurodegenerative diseases. They are very good.
Oh, archaeologists believe that medicinal plants or herbs were used for healing purposes for thousands of years. Herb gardens are actually among the oldest recorded gardens. Some of the earliest herb gardens were planted over 4,000 years ago in Egypt. So the Romans were also fans of herbs. In fact, they believed that consuming mint could make them smarter. And the smell of mint in a Roman house was a sign of hospitality, similar to the way we tend to maybe light a scented candle for its aromatic aroma nowadays when we maybe have company over.
I'm sure it was so much cheaper to use the herbs though. So now, can anyone guess which herb we will be speaking about first? You can place your guesses in the chat box.
Shy.
Okay, Patricia says basil. Anyone else? Looks like basil. Yep. All right. Well, those of you who guessed basil, you are correct. We are going to be talking about basil now.
So let's start with our trivia question. Is basil in the same family as parsley or mint? please type your guess in the chat box and don't go Googling the answer. I'm watching you.
No, she's not. But still.
Parsley or mint?
I thought that was a really tricky question.
Anyone? We got
We
an
have
answer?
one yes, mint. Oh, someone says parsley.
So it's a 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
Someone raised their hand, but I can't check that out.
Let's see.
Maria?
Okay.
Yeah,
Maria, I just unmuted you if you want to guess by speaking. So
yeah, the
if
chat
that
box
was
for me
your
isn't working. I can't type it
intention,
in.
then go ahead and say your answer out loud. You are unmuted right now. Or you could go ahead and type it in the chat box.
What
So
was
what
your
do you
guess?
think?
Maria, do you want to guess parsley or mint?
Oh, she's muted again.
Parsley?
There you go.
Parsley.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
The chat box is not working for me. I can't, when I type, nothing's happening.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to unmute though, because I'm cooking while I'm listening.
All right. Multitasking. I love it. All right. Let's reveal. Thank you. So the correct answer is mint. Who knew? I think one or two of you got that one. So
Yes.
Good job.
Some people knew. So basil is an aromatic herb belonging to the mint family. It is a powerful herb with a fragrant aroma and adaptable taste, which we all love.
So basil is an annual plant, meaning that it completes its entire life cycle within one growing season, and then it does die off. So in Suffolk County, it's usually safe to plant basil outdoors on or after like May 21st. Now, this is according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. There is only a 10% chance that you will see frost after that date. So you can keep that in mind. But you can also plant indoors on a sunny windowsill. Now, basil prefers full sunlight and a warm climate of about 70 degrees or more. And the leaves can turn black or even fall off the plant if it drops below, say, 40. So make sure to plant seeds 10 inches apart so that the plant has enough space to grow. And you want to harvest regularly by pinching the leaf right off at the growing point. This encourages new leaves to grow in its place.
And here are some of the other nutritional benefits of basil. It is an excellent source of many vitamins and minerals, including vitamin A, vitamin K, vitamin C, as we talked about before. Also iron, calcium, manganese, magnesium, and potassium. So it is full of all these wonderful nutrients.
So because of its high water content and delicate leaves, basil will turn black and lose its flavor if it's dried. So in order to preserve its flavor and color, enjoy fresh, frozen, or even you make it into pesto for that matter. Now, basil can be kept fresh for up to 2 weeks by placing its branches in a vase and keeping it on the counter, out of the sun, of course. Or even better, you can pick the leaves off of your own plant as you need them. So I wouldn't pick off a bunch and then just store them, in the refrigerator. They will turn brown or black. And if you chop basil, or if it's bruised or even just exposed to the air, that will also cause it to turn black. And so it may be best to serve the entire leaf or wait to chop it literally till right before you add it to your dish, like if you were making a tomato basil salad or whatever. All good points to know.
Very. So now let's take a look at how easy it is to freeze basil or even other herbs.
Do you have some fresh herbs from the garden that you don't want to go to waste, but don't have an immediate use for them? Freeze them. Freeze your favorite soup's herbs in water or low sodium broth. If you roast or stir fry with herbs, freezing in a light oil works well. Place the chopped herbs into an ice tray and top off the wells with a neutral oil like canola or a light olive oil. Then place in the freezer overnight. Another great way to freeze herbs is to make an oil-based paste. Place the whole leaves in a food processor, add 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil, and process until finely chopped. Then transfer to an ice cube tray and freeze overnight. Once they have frozen, transfer the cubes to a zippered bag for long-term storage, up to 1 year, and make sure to store flat. Now you can enjoy fresh herbs in your cooking all winter long and shorten your cooking time at a fraction of the cost.
I love that.
Great idea.
Absolutely.
Okay, so here's the recipe for a basic basil pesto. Pesto can be later added to many different dishes. Today we'll be seeing the first 2 recipes in a video. One is a delicious recipe for traditional basil, and the other one is a fun variation. So let's watch.
What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to show you how to make 3 easy pesto recipes. 3 because it's nice to have some variation, and easy because anything that's not easy is above my pay grade. The first variation is going to be just a traditional basil pesto. And for this first one, we're just going to add 2 cups of fresh basil leaves to our food processor and 1/3 of a cup of pine nuts. We're gonna pulse that several times. Next, we're gonna add a 1/2 cup of freshly grated Romano cheese and 3 cloves of minced garlic. We're gonna pulse that together. Next, we're gonna add our olive oil, and for that, we're going to stream it in, meaning we're gonna let the food processor run, and as it's running, we're going to slowly add it in. This will help the olive oil emulsify and keep the olive oil from separating. If you need to, you can stop to scrape down the sides of the food processor. And we're also going to add in some salt and pepper to taste. And that's it for the first pesto recipe. For pesto number 2, we're going to add a little bit of sun-dried tomato to the mix, and we're also going to use a mix of basil and parsley. And so we're going to add 1 cup of basil and 1 cup of parsley to our food processor, 1/3 cup of pine nuts. We're going to pulse that. Next, we're going to add our Romano cheese, 3 cloves of minced garlic, and about a 1/2 cup of sun-dried tomatoes. We're gonna pulse that up. Next, we're going to stream in our olive oil. And voila, there's pesto number 2. For pesto number 3, we are going to sub walnuts for
That's my cue. We're just watching the 2 of those because the 3rd one has to do with arugula. So you can watch that another time when we do arugula.
Yes. So we had a question while we were watching the video. We just, do we lose nutritional values when freezing pesto?
As far as I know, no.
No.
It's sealed in a, very good airtight freezer storage bag kind of thing. You wouldn't really lose the nutritional value. Good question.
Yes, very good question. And it doesn't really lose any flavor either.
That's
So
great.
now, can anyone guess what herb we will be speaking about next? Again, you can place your guesses in the comment box, or you can raise your hand and just wait to be unmuted by Amber so you can tell us.
Let me just check. Did someone raise their hand? I'm sorry, I don't see that.
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Patricia says parsley. Do we have anyone else? Well, parsley is correct. We are going to be talking about parsley next.
Good.
Thank you for participating.
Always nice to know people know their herb by sight, right?
Yes.
So we have a true or false. Another trivia question. Parsley can be used as a breath freshener. True or false? You could type your answers again in the chat box or raise your hand.
Okay, I have one true, another true.
The reveal.
One more.
All right, so answer is true. So parsley has been used as a breath freshener because of its strong, fresh flavor. Can help to mask odors initially. So, however, it's always still a good idea, to get out the toothbrush and, do your entire palate. So anyway, we thought that was a fun question. Thanks for sharing.
It's a good option. Okay, so let's talk a bit about parsley. Parsley is often placed on a plate as a garnish or added as a condiment to flavor your food. The two types of parsley are Italian flat leaf and curly parsley. In general, flat leaf parsley has more flavor, and curly parsley is often preferred for decorative purposes, and it's a little bit sturdier than the flat leaf. And flat leaf is my husband's favorite.
Next up, we're going to be speaking about the growing and planting of your own parsley. Now, you can germinate seeds and then transplant them by direct seeding, or planting the seeds directly where you'd like them to grow is probably the easiest way to start a parsley plant. So parsley is known for slow germination. In fact, it can take 2 to 5 weeks. For this reason, make sure that you label your rows or identify what you planted so that you know where your plants will be growing. A quick tip to possibly help speed up the germination is to soak the seeds in warm water first for 24 hours before you go to plant them. Now, when choosing your spot to plant your parsley, make sure to pick an area that gets about 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight a day. You may want to make sure that the seeds are planted about 10 or so inches apart and about 1/8 of an inch deep. So once you've planted your parsley, make sure to water thoroughly at least once a week. They do like their water.
Great tips. Thank you, Linda. So just like basil, parsley also has a lot of nutritional benefits. They are an excellent source of vitamin A, vitamin K, and vitamin C. Also dietary fiber, iron, potassium, and calcium.
So let's speak about selecting and storing and preparing your parsley. So at the store, when we look, for parsley we want to look for like a bright green color, also a fresh aroma. If it doesn't have that fresh aroma or looks kind of wilted, it's probably been around a while. Parsley should be kept refrigerated, and you can store it in a plastic bag or clean airtight container. Now, to prevent spoilage and possible mold growth while you store it, it's best to wait to wash your parsley till right before you use it, which is probably true with a lot of vegetables or herbs in general. So refrigerate leftover cut parsley within 2 hours. If cut parsley is left unrefrigerated for more than 2 hours, you really should discard it. Now, when cutting or chopping your parsley, use separate cutting boards and utensils, from that of red meats, raw items, other raw items other than vegetables. And fresh parsley, or wash and sanitize it between using other foods. I know I try to designate one cutting board for all kinds of vegetables and another one for like fish or meat and such like that, chicken. So again, by doing that, you prevent any pathogens on the raw meat from being transferred to your veggies or parsley. Now let's take a look at our next delicious recipe using parsley.
Mm-hmm. So here's a Lebanese version of a tasty bulgur salad. It's called tabbouleh. So the idea is to use lots and lots of parsley. Now, I think our next slide would show a nice little video on how to make this recipe. Parsley is a main ingredient in tabbouleh salad. It is a delicious and refreshing dish. Now, we're going to watch this recipe video to learn how to prepare it.
everyone. How are you today? And welcome to Let's Cook-O-Lit. Yes, I'm cleaning some parsley here. I washed them and I'm taking the stems out and I'm soaking them in the water. And today we're making a original Lebanese tabbouleh. And of course we're using the parsley. The parsley is going to be the main ingredients in this dish. Usually parsley, leftover, garnish on the plate, but today it's the main ingredient in the tabbouleh salad. So let's start here. I'm gonna dry them up a little bit, and I use this spinner. This is very important things to have at home. It gives you amazing job. And you can see here I wash the parsley and I wash the mince as well. So I'm going to give it a little spin to dry them up. Voila. Nice, look at this. All the excess water out from the parsley. And now we have a nice dry parsley and the mint. Beautiful. Now we're gonna gather them together and we're gonna chop them very fine. And I'm using here the Italian parsley, not the curly parsley. And as you can see here, I'm chopping the parsley from halfway down. So every like 4 or 5 times, you just turn it halfway and you keep chopping. Beautiful. This is one way chop. They'll see like this. Look at this here. Nice fine chop. Now we're gonna transfer it into the bowl. I have here whole wheat bulgur or crushed wheat, and I'm just gonna soak it with the warm water and let it soak for 5 minutes, and then we're gonna add it to the parsley. And now let's start chopping our vegetables here. So we did the parsley. Now the next we're gonna do the green onions, and with the green onions we're not gonna use the white part, we're gonna use the green part only. So we're gonna take the white part, put it on the side, and we're gonna chop the green one very fine. Voila. Now we need to chop some fresh mint leaf. White onion, we're gonna dice it very small. Tomatoes, we're gonna dice it small as well. And always try to pick the red tomato, red and ripe tomato. Voila! Now let's transfer everything into the bowl. The white onion, the green onion, and the mint. Gonna put everything here. And tabbouleh takes a lot of tomatoes. If you put extra tomato, don't be afraid, it tastes a lot better. Now we're gonna put the fresh lemon juice. Slice in half. Let's move this one here. Nice, here we go. Now I'm gonna use here the pomegranate juice. I know they're calling for the recipe, won't be long. Here we go. And I have some dry mint as well. And the bulgur we soaked earlier. Just gonna put it all in here. Now the olive oil, salt and pepper. The reason why I add pomegranate juice to the tabbouleh, because pomegranate juice and the lemon juice, the fresh lemon juice, is pretty much a sweet and sour dressing for the tabbouleh. If you try it once, you will always use it for your salad. Let's give it a little quick mix. You're gonna mix it very well and let it rest for about 10-15 minutes before you serve it. You'll mix it again and then you'll serve it. Let's give a try. Perfect. Doesn't need anything. All what it needs just to rest 10-15 minutes and ready to be served. Here we go. Make sure grab from the bottom because you need the juice as well. Voila, nice, look at this. Now you can put a few romaine heart around it here, and one small grape leaves on top. And I have here a little chopped tomato I left just for decoration on the top here. Now it's time to give a try. The romaine lettuce, you fill it up like this, and the moment of the truth. Wow. Wow, what an amazing tabbouleh. The pomegranate juice, we add to it with the lemon juice, combined sweet and sour.
I don't know if I did that by accident, so I'm apologizing. That looks so delicious. I am so hungry now.
Yes, and I love the idea of using the romaine lettuce leaf as a spoon or serving dish or whatever you want to call that.
Yeah, I'm just making sure I didn't skip a slide. Okay. Okay, here we are.
All right, so our next herb is cilantro. So we have another trivia question for you. What is another name for cilantro? You can place your guesses in the chat box. Is it called American parsley, Mexican parsley, Chinese parsley, or Italian parsley?
We gave them too many choices.
I know.
They're thinking. I hear their brains thinking.
You have good ears.
Anyone take a
Okay,
stab at it?
Okay, someone said coriander. Another person said Chinese parsley. Good guesses.
Right.
So I think it's time to reveal. The correct answer is Chinese parsley. Thank you for playing along.
So cilantro, coriander, and Chinese parsley all come from the same plant called Coriandrum sativum. The leaves and the stems of this plant are seen in many Latin American and South Asian dishes, while the seeds are often seen in Mediterranean dishes, curries, and even baked goods. So today we're going to be focusing on the leaves and the stems of the plant. I love that picture. That's so creative.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so cilantro leaves or the stem would bring a fresh, nearly citrusy flavor to foods. Cilantro is amazing because it actually binds the toxic metals found in our body, such as aluminum or lead. Cilantro also repels a pest called the Colorado potato bug. For this reason, farmers often plant cilantro directly next to their potato crops. So I think that's a great little tip for anyone who grows potatoes.
Yes. So cilantro is also an annual plant, so it completes its life cycle within one season and then dies off. It should be planted in late spring or late summer or even early fall. Now, cilantro does not like excessive heat. In fact, in the hot summer months, it will often bolt. And bolting is when it creates a flower in an effort to spread its seeds quickly before it dies off. So for a continuous crop, it's a good idea to plant fresh seeds in a sunny spot. And you could like plant every 3 weeks. So that way you'll have a continuous harvest a month later. And then seeds can be harvested once after about half of them have turned gray. So that's just a little tip. So you have continuous cilantro to pick from.
Okay, now let's talk about cooking and preparing cilantro. So over chopping or cutting with a dull knife will cause the herb to be bruised and resulting in loss of flavor. Cilantro can be stored in the refrigerator for up to 1 week as long as the leaves are not wet, just like all the other herbs and most leafy vegetables. You wash them right before you use them. Rinse cilantro well before using it, as may have soil or grit clinging to its leaves and stems. Don't cook your cilantro with acidic foods such as tomato sauce because it will turn black. Cilantro is great in dishes using beans, eggs, cheese, or fish. And you can try it as a garnish with soups or salads or even in your beverage for added flavor.
Thank you, Malik. So now we want to share a delicious recipe, a mango cilantro salad. It just screams with flavor. So let's take a look. Just as a touch point now, this cilantro recipe is a refreshing take on a salsa. So I do hope that you enjoy it or get to try making it. So it's great. You can chill it after you make it. It's a standalone salad or on top of a grain or a cracker or as a dip with tortilla chips on top of a salad even. It's great to pair it with poultry or even seafood. So let's take a look. Oops, why did that do that? Sorry. Wrong finger.
Hi, I'm Chef Lisa Brooks Williams of ThriveHolistic.com in Pleasanton, California, and I'm here to show you how to make a mango salad with cilantro. Now, mangoes are rich in dietary fiber and vitamin B6, and they're also full of vitamins A and vitamin C. Cilantro, also widely known as coriander, is full of vitamins A and vitamin K, and it's also full of minerals such as potassium, calcium, manganese, and magnesium and iron. It's also great at pulling heavy metals out of the body to help you detoxify. So here's what you'll need to get started. You'll need 2 firm, ripe mangoes that you've diced. You'll also need 1 red bell pepper that you have seeded and diced, and that'll equal approximately 1 cup. You'll also need 1 jalapeno pepper that you've seeded and diced, 1/3 cup of red onion, of diced red onion, and you'll need about 1/2 bunch of cilantro that you've taken off of the stem and then chopped. You'll also need the juice of 1 lime, 1/2 teaspoon of Himalayan or Celtic sea salt, and 1/8 teaspoon of white pepper. Now this is a very special ingredient because white pepper and mango pair perfectly together, and it will make our mango cilantro salad pop. Now we're going to put our mango in the bowl, and I recommend using an Alphonse mango because it's nice and firm and a better consistency for this recipe. We're also going to put in our wonderful red bell pepper, and not only is this adding vitamin C, it's also adding some beautiful color. Now we're going to put in our jalapenos, okay? And if you don't like it as spicy, you can do 1/2 jalapeno. And our red onion, and look at that beautiful purple color in there. And of course, our cilantro or coriander, put that in. Now we're going to put in our white pepper to make it pop. Okay. And our salt. Okay. Now, the last ingredient that we're going to add will be our lime juice, and we're just going to kind of pour it all around. And now the next step is to stir. And we're going to be using a wooden spoon because we don't want to use a metal spoon because a metal spoon can react with the acid in the lime juice and the acid in the mango. So I like using a non-reactive wooden spoon and glass bowl to prepare this recipe. And we're stirring very gently because we don't want to mush up the mango. We want to keep it in the chunks. And if you stir too vigorously, you're going to mush it. So look at how all these beautiful colors come together. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to eat it. Now you have a delicious mango and cilantro salad. Now it's best if you can chill it for 1 or 2 hours, but you don't have to wait to enjoy this. It's a perfect accompaniment to poultry or seafood, or delicious on top of salads or cooked grains, or
So I hope you enjoyed that one. That one made me hungry for sure.
Yes, that is a beautiful salad. Linda, someone was asking if we could show the recipe slide one more time. Would you be able to go back to
How's that?
that one? Perfect.
And in the end, the library does send out the recipes. So if you
Yes.
didn't get them, just let Amber know. Okay. So,
All right. Thank you.
yeah.
Okay, so can anyone guess what the final herb is that we will be talking about today? Mint. Mint. Well, that's correct. It is mint.
Okay, so it is time for our final trivia question. Now, the ancient Greeks believed that mint could cure which of the following? Is it heartbreak, hiccups, the flu, or a sore throat? Give your best guess in the chat box or let us know otherwise, and we'll reveal the answer in a second.
This might be my most favorite trivia question ever.
Anybody?
Come on. Oh no, we're getting no answer. Oh, sore throat. Okay. Thank you. We have one.
Anyone else want to venture a guess?
I'd love it to be the flu. Yes.
That would be cool. All right, so let's do our reveal. Thanks for playing along. Oops, hey. Oh, so we don't have a circle happening on this
Oh.
box. I have a feeling. Well, then you'll have to just take my word for it. And the answer is, drum roll, hiccups. So they also used it as a remedy for cholera.
Mhm.
That was
Not that it worked.
No. But it
Okay,
makes sense
so-
with the hiccups because like digestive and all of that.
Yes, definitely. So mint has a refreshing taste, which is why it's used in so many toothpastes and chewing gums. There are many different varieties with different flavors. However, peppermint and spearmint are the most common. The other varieties could be chocolate mint, pineapple mint, orange mint, lavender mint, or grapefruit mint. Who knew?
Yeah, I've actually had the chocolate mint and the pineapple one. The others I never knew existed till we created this presentation.
Yes,
Thanks,
we
Melissa.
learn a lot.
Yes. So let's move on to growing and planting tips for mint. Now, mint is a perennial, meaning it will come back every year, whether you
Oh,
want
yes.
it or not. It can easily be very invasive. If you don't want to have mint taking over your garden for years to come, you can grow it separately in a container, on your patio, in a part shaded area. You can plant it in full sun as well. but you want to keep your soil moist and yet well drained. But again, caution, it does keep growing and growing and
Yes.
taking over your garden. And the first year you might be like really happy with that, but 2 or 3 years later, if you don't like really hone it in, it's going to take over your garden.
Guilty here. Mint is an excellent source of fiber, iron, vitamin A, vitamin B6, folate, calcium, magnesium, and manganese. Such a little tiny herb containing all these nutrients. It's amazing.
So our final recipe is a yummy Mediterranean watermelon salad. Now, tips for making ahead. If you need to make this ahead of time, you can peel and cube your watermelon and cucumber, and then prepare the other ingredients and store each in the fridge in separate containers. You could then add the dressing and mix the salad together just a few minutes before serving. Tips for leftovers, because again, this is a super watery kind of salad. It's best to finish it on the same day you prepare it. So you might not want to make, extra huge amount of it. Oh my gosh, sorry, there was like a big boom here. I don't know what that was. It scared the dog. So if you do have some leftovers, you can store it again it's best in a tight lid glass container for a night or two. I always try to drain out some of that liquid because it can get very liquidy and more likely to, cause it to turn. So you can always test it before you just sit down and have a big bowl of it because it can turn. So let's take a look.
So growing up in Egypt, one of my absolute favorite summer snacks was watermelon and feta cheese. The combination of sweet watermelon and salty feta was just always what hit the spot for me, and I've taken that a notch forward with my new Mediterranean watermelon salad. I'm Susie with themediterraneandish.com. I'm all about easy, wholesome recipes with big Mediterranean flavors, and of course today is all about watermelon, and I can't wait to show you my absolute favorite summer salad, watermelon salad. So let's get to it. So the thing with watermelons that always frustrated me is that it's like a blind date, right? You have no idea what this baby looks like on the inside, but actually my father showed me how to pick a watermelon. So what he used to do is he would pick it up, weigh it between his hands, and give it a nice tap. The deal is if it weighs a good amount for its size and it sounds hollow, then it's nice and juicy. So let's see if I did well this time around, and we'll cut it up to see what it looks like on the inside. I find it easy to just kind of go through and cut and kind of roll the watermelon about and cut in half. Ta-da! It looks good and juicy. Okay, so now that hopefully this tastes good, I'm gonna show you my genius way to cut it. Turn the half to its belly, no, to its face. Kind of try to take off the skin. Don't worry about like any whites around because you can go back and take care of those as well. So just top to bottom. So we're gonna slice this way. I'm thinking I'd like to go a little bit more because I want it more like, not quite cubed, but just smaller pieces that people can handle with their fork. All right, so now we have our beautifully cut watermelon. I know, ta-da, masterpiece. Not very many people can do this, So we have our watermelons, and let's now make our salad. Put my watermelons in here. Thank you for coming. Then we've got cucumbers, so that's another cool summer ingredient. And now I'm gonna work on some herbs to kind of jazz up my watermelon salad. Mint and basil is what we're using for this salad to kind of give it that nice, fresh, summer, cool, minty, whatever you want to call it, but it is so good. So a bunch of mints, about like 15 leaves or so, and then same with the basil. I just bunch them up. Are you with me? All right, chop like a pro. There we go. And there goes the mint. And then turn this around, grab some basil. because I really want to add as much flavor as possible to my watermelon salad, so the herbs do the trick for me. Basil does bruise easily, you guys, so you'll see some darker pieces, but it's fine, you know? Who cares? It still tastes really good. And there we go. Basil goes in. It's already a summer party in a big bowl right now, and I am going to make a tiny little dressing for my watermelon salad with some good honey. I bought this at the farmer's market the other day, so I'm super excited to use it. Excuse me. Lime juice. I have been trying to learn, you guys, how to use this thing. What do you call this gadget? Is there a name for it? Someone gifted it to me, and I'm like, what is this? So here we go. But it works. See, do you see the line? Okay. Greek extra virgin olive oil, a tiny pinch of salt. You don't need a whole lot of salt because we are using some great feta cheese later. All right, dress this baby up. You don't need a whole lot of dressing for this. The watermelon is so juicy on its own. We're just trying to add a tiny bit of flavor here. So mix it together. Super beautiful already. And the final touch for me is a good, generous sprinkle of creamy feta cheese. How gorgeous is this salad, you guys? Yes, it's gorgeous. I'm telling you. And that's really it. Mediterranean watermelon salad with feta and fresh herbs is on the mediterraneandish.com. Make sure you subscribe for more delicious videos.
That one looks fabulous too, Malik. We're going to have
Yes.
to do some cold salad making this weekend.
No problem. I can definitely do that. All right, so today we spoke about basil, parsley, cilantro, and mint. We learned that herbs can be a healthy way to add flavor to our dishes. We saw some delicious cooking videos to prove it. We learned about starting our own herb gardens, just as the ancient Egyptians did 4,000 years ago. We hope that you can use what we learned today in your own gardens and kitchens. The recipes we viewed today were sent to you, but if you haven't received them, you can reach out to your librarian. Amber, your library also has such an incredible resource with their seed garden, so make sure to take advantage of it. I know Amber just wrote it in the chat that she was sending those recipes out. So
Yeah, I emailed them to everybody
Yep.
about 10 minutes
Thank
ago
you.
now. So they should be in
Mhm.
everyone's inbox.
All right. Thank you, Amber.
So yeah, in fact, if I'm recalling right, I know you can actually get several packets each month from the Seed Library. I think they even had some online options if you couldn't get there, if I'm remembering right. We want to thank you for joining us today. Does anyone have any questions or additional comments that they want to share? We hope you get to try the recipes. They are so scrumptious and, as you saw, quite easy to put together too. Someone raised their hand.
Hi, Jennifer. I did unmute you, so you can ask a question.
Jennifer?
She's muted again.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Cool.
Hey, what's going on, you girls?
We're okay. Do you have a question?
About the mint. How can you do anything like in a pasta salad? Can you use that?
Of course.
Yeah.
It's a great
Sure.
idea.
Mm-hmm.
So it can use it anything for the fruit salad too, right? For the holidays.
Absolutely. Any fruit salad, any green salads, even in different grains,
Right.
even in your beverages, right? In your waters, flavored waters. I love lemon and mint.
Yeah,
So-
I had chocolate mint, apple mint, strawberry
Ooh.
mint right now, and I
Ooh.
think and pineapple mint right now.
Wow, I'll be
Oh,
right over. I'll have
wow.
to pick some of your leaves.
And my nephew and my sister and my brother are coming next week on my actual birthday
Nice.
in September. Yes.
Wonderful. Well, I
Wow.
hope you have a beautiful birthday. And yes, so many uses for mint, and you must be using it because you have so many different types. So,
Yeah. Yeah, they'll be big for at the end of the month.
yeah. So
Yeah,
thank you, Jennifer.
Yeah, they'll be
All right.
big 40 this year.
Aw, wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
enjoy using your mint in some of the different ways you saw today if you have never done that before.
Yes,
Thank
and
you.
happy birthday.
I hopefully you girls stay well, stay safe, and make sure you watch Chicago shows. It's back on tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Girls, take care now. Stay safe.
All right, you too. Bye, Jennifer.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
We enjoyed so much putting this together for you today. We're glad that you joined us. We hope to be doing another couple of programs in the coming months and into the new year. So look for that. Thank you, and everyone have a great night.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Have a
you
good
so
night.
much, Malik and Linda, for everything. And if anyone has any questions, just let us know. We'd be happy to answer them. So thank you so much, everybody.